I want to talk about the animated show Speed Racer for a minute, which I know seems weird in the middle of a show about my younger brother's untimely death, but it's sort of related. So Speed Racer was one of my favorite shows as a kid. If you're not familiar with it, it's about a race car driver named Speed Racer who races cars and also somehow solves mysteries while doing it. It's unclear. And the craziest episode of this show to me as a kid was called The Car Hater. You guys all know it, right? So there's no need to recap the plot of The Car Hater, a very specific episode of Speed Racer. I'll do it anyway, fine. So in The Car Hater, Speed Racer, the titular character, and his girlfriend Trixie are out in their car, the Mach 5. And they encounter a young woman who is impressed by their car. And they're like, would you like to go for a ride in our car? And she goes, well, yes, I would like that very much. And they take her for a little ride. And then while she's in the car, a guy rides in on a horse. He's the titular car hater. And he takes his horse whip and starts whipping the shit out of the Mach 5. And look, the Mach 5 is bulletproof. It can turn into a submarine, and it has giant buzzsaws that come out of the front of it so it can just drive through a forest without stopping. The horsewhip isn't doing a lot, is what I'm saying. The car hater hates cars. He hates them because his son died in a car accident. And as a little kid, I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, this episode of this show is bananas. This is so crazy to me. And then my brother died in a car accident. I was like, I kind of get it. Because the thing is, my brother died on Route 78 in New Jersey, and it is a highway I am on a lot. And that's how I get in and out of New York City, usually. And as a comedian, I do that pretty frequently. And the first time I was driving into the city after my brother died, kind of too late to do anything about it, I realized I'm about to drive past where it all happened. And I didn't like that, but I didn't have a choice. At that point, I just kind of had to white knuckle it and go through. But then I get into the city and I go to do shows, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, would I take 80 back? Like, do I go around? What do I do? And I had to decide then. I was like, I either have to just accept that this is something I have to do occasionally, or buy a horse. And I wasn't ready to commit to the full car hater lifestyle. So sometimes I just drive down 78 and I get sad for a little bit, or I take riding lessons. That's the only other choice. It's the moral of The Car Hater. I'm probably cutting the car hater bit out of the show, I'm not gonna lie.